Well, hello everybody. Thanks for checking out another haunt update video. This is a little bit different one as well. You can see I already had a video post up there. At least I think that's how it's going to work out the way editing works. But anyways, about the new spotlights that I got for the cemetery. I love those things. I am I can't tell you how happy and excited and grateful I am that sharing this stuff with all of you, and you guys being an amazing audience has given me some opportunity to help grow my haunt, with a little bit of other work, but affordability for me, by having companies sponsor me. So this is another video that's from the help of Lumary, and this set of lights here, I'm sure you are very familiar with another brand out there that's very well known in the lighting space that does outdoor permanent installed lighting. And truth be told, until they reached out to me, I didn't know that Lumary was a thing. It looks like they actually have a pretty darn big repertoire of lights that they make. And if these are anything like those spotlights, I'm sure I'm going to love these things. So this is their permanent outdoor lighting. Originally, when they reached out, they said they had a newer system that's going to be coming, and that might be something that happens very soon. But it wasn't going to be ready for the timing that they wanted for this Halloween season to showcase. So they sent me these. This is currently what is available right now, and they sent me about 105-foot strand, which equals 80 lights. The front of my house is 72 feet, so I'm going to have a little bit extra going up on either side for a little ways. And they tell me that this stuff's easy to install, looks awesome, and easy to control with the app. So we're going to find out. Let's get to installing these and see what these things are all about. All right. This is not a pro level video, but it's going to work, right? So inside this box, let's open this guy up. I have opened it a little bit just to kind of see. But we got an owner's manual here. We have a little card that has some measurements on it. Looks like it goes up to 7 inches. This is to help you space out your lights when you're installing them. Then we have, it looks like 3 boxes. Yep, 3 boxes with a bunch of different things in it. So this looks like clips and all sorts of sticky pads. Looks like mounts for the lights, so you get extra sticky pads for some of them. We have, looks like some hardware here and stuff for you to drill in and probably attach, I don't know, the lights or the wires. We got some clips, looks like, I'm guessing, for the wires while you run them. I don't know what this is here. Some extra wires with some ends on them. A remote control for those of us that don't necessarily want to use the app. What's underneath this guy? Okay, there we go. Here is our big power connector. This is threaded connectors like we're familiar with from our other Lumary things. They have O-rings there to help keep moisture and water out. So when you thread this in, it provides a nice water tight seal. Have our power switch right here. And then, jumper wire basically so we can connect to the lights. And then inside these 2 boxes here are our light fixtures themselves. And you can see they're nice little puck lights here. They already have some foam installed on them. So I'm going to read through these instructions and see what all entails to get these guys fired up. But before we do that, let's plug these guys in because I like to see what they look like. Alright, so one really cool design feature of this is one of the puck lights here. On the back, you already have a 3M adhesive stuck to it. But the cool thing is, there we go, dropping stuff. But this little mounting plate removes really easily, and in the middle it has a spot where you can screw it in. Now I highly suggest that you screw these in if you're going to set these up there, and if you live in a climate like I do where it gets cold in the winter and hot in the summer, because that way that screw will keep it up there even if the 3M tape starts to let go. So my process is, well, I'll tell you what, let's go outside and I'll show you. Alright, we're outside, and as I walk around here I realize how much nicer it would be if I did this before I set all this stuff up. But basically the main part of this that I'm concerned about is I want to have the lights in the front of the house there, which, if I remember right, it's about 70-ish, 72 feet maybe from end to end. So then I'll have some lights that will trail up probably on either side. Now I don't want to sit out here and do all the math, go out and get a tape measure and measure this exactly. What my plan is to basically figure out approximately 12 inches or so in between each one of these guys. I'm going to sit up there and I'm going to build a predetermined measuring deal. So when I start my first one on this side of the eave, then I'm just going to follow suit and keep on going down until I reach the end. Figure out how many that takes. I know I have 80 lights total, and then that'll tell me how many I can go up on either side of the house, and that's what I'll have left over. That's my methodology. I want to have power on that corner of the garage, so that way it makes the most sense, because that's where I have a power drop. So let's get to sticking these little guys up there so we can get our lights installed and see how this stuff looks, hopefully tonight. All right, so I have a few necessities here with me. A ladder, and this is my piece of cardboard that I cut to the distance that I want the lights to be separated by. And also Lumary says to keep them about 2 to 4 inches away from the eaves. So basically I can use this both for that measurement and for the spacing measurement. In my pocket I got a bunch of these guys. It doesn't look like they're directional. I mean, they are directional one way, but it can come out either way, that way. So as long as I keep this piece in line with the wire run, I'll be fine. So we're going to get to mounting the first few. I'm going to have to come back down and get my drill, because I want to drill these in without having to run the ladder the whole length of the house a second time. The other essential is, in this case, a Blue Moon. Yes, this is non-alcoholic, but you know what? That's what happens sometimes as you get older. You switch to non-alcoholic stuff as you get wiser, right? So we're going to start getting our first light mounted. I already ran into a slight snag for my first one. I have my wiring for my security cameras running right here, and if I measure it out the exact way I want it to be from the get-go, I'm going to be going right under where these wires are. So I'm going to have to space this one out just a tad bit to keep this away from these security cameras. Now you'll notice one step that I'm not doing here is cleaning the eave before sticking this stuff on. I'm not overly worried about it since I'm going to secure this with a screw right away. You definitely should do that, because as I get further down I can tell these eaves are definitely dirty. So, but we're going to continue on. I'm probably going to do the rest of this stuff off camera until we get to the lights. Alright, so we got most of these guys clipped up here. And it looks like we're just going to have 3 lights running past either side. So right now, since I have all the mounts up, I'm going to go back and then hook all the lights up. I'm going to run out of daylight today to get all the wires taken care of, but so I'll have to do that on a different day. But since I have all these run, looks like our timer's kicking on now for the rest of the yard display. But we're gonna get the rest of these guys run and then show you what it looks like at night. We should have it done just in time. All right, so it is the next day, and I turned these lights on a little bit earlier because I just ran out of daylight last night. So I wanted to show you guys a little bit better how these work. So right now, this is a scene that I created that basically has the brightest, of any of these bulbs, and if I remember right, it's like 20% or something like that. And the reason I did that is because when the lights were at their full brightness, I felt that they were pretty bright. So let's show you what 100% looks like in a different scene. So this, when it's night, I just feel that it's too bright for what we're trying to do for Halloween, for what we're trying to do with my walk around. Now, your situation may very well be different than mine, and you might want them to be as bright as you can, but for me, I like them this way. Now, with there still being sun out, it doesn't have as much of an effect. And yes, I do need to still fix these wires. You can see they're just hanging out and down. I got to get back up there. I'll have to do that when I have some time. But I'm very, very happy with how these turned out and how they look. We're going to wait for it to get darker, and then I'll show you what it looks like in the dark. Alright, so we're out on our little electric skateboard. It is still somewhat light out here, but I'm I'm getting these shots now because this camera doesn't do great in the dark. But look at how the house looks. And that's on the 20% brightness on those lights. And it just has a nice little bit of movement. I do have a fire flame effect behind Night Dullahan going there as well. So if we go along the house here, you know, it just adds a nice little glow. Now, if I take my app, I can make it a lot brighter. But if you look at how the rest of this haunt is laid out, I don't think that really matches all that well. I think that takes away too much from the rest of the haunt. Now, right now I do not have my Lumary lights, the spots on. I'm going to be also shooting a comparison between the solar lights that I had been using for the graveyard versus the spotlights. But let's give you a comparison real quick on here. That's with all the spotlights on now. So it is brighter, but I still think the house looks way better when it's darker, because it just, again, goes with the vibe that I'm going for, which is a little bit more ominous, creepy, you know, that whole thing. So let me know what you guys think. I am in love with these Lumary outdoor lights. I think they have a great look to them. I just got to do a little bit better cable management, and I didn't do the straightest job of installing these, just so you know. I kind of felt like I was under the gun, so they're a little crooked. They're not perfect, but they are all screwed in to the fascia there, or whatever that's called, and they should last. They shouldn't be falling down over the winter or anything like that. So I'm going to use these guys for Christmas. I'm going to use them for 4th of July. I'm going to use them for Thanksgiving, Easter, all that stuff. I mean, I'm going to use them every day. I'm going to have some sort of a pattern going, you know, just to have a little bit more light out here when we're sitting on the deck in the summer months. It'll be nice because we can have some mood lighting out here as well when we're sitting out relaxing at night on the deck. So these things rock. So thank you, Lumary, again, for sending these. These things are awesome. Link to these guys is in the description below. So if you are in the market for lights like that, let's get this to flip around. Definitely check out the link. It does help support the channel if you buy those. But also check out to see what other fixtures they have. They have a variety of things. And don't forget to check out, if you haven't seen it already, the video that I did on the spotlights that I use in the graveyard. Those things rock as well. So, yeah, as always, thank you guys for tuning in. We're winding down on the haunt update videos because pretty soon we'll be about there. But I'm gonna have some other Halloween content for you. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. Check out the channel. But this season we're doing the Halloween season. Once this is over, we'll have to see the direction that this channel is going to go. But I will tell you this for sure: while it's a spooky season, there's always going to be Halloween content. So thank you guys for watching. I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Keep it spooky.